assistants Nick and Joe must search every corner of his drone for the cassette that is our only home. But in the meantime, they'll play the greatest hits they find. VCR Party Live, VCR Party Live. Melinda's.
Well, hello, Melinda's.
Melinda.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the show, VCR Party. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe. That's Nick. That's Steve. That's George.
It's 2/22/22.
What?
It's
What is it?
2/22/22. George, you have any fun facts about that?
2 is twice the number 1.
Oh, interesting. Okay. This isn't
come
the
on, you
math
can do
show.
better than that.
This is the show where we watch VHS tapes. Joe's in our office full of 11,000 plus tapes.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some special guests on. We're going to talk about one of our very earliest found videos, which is the Winnebago Man, Jack Rebney, the angriest man in the world video that went viral in the early 2000s and was a hit of our staple of our first touring show. We've got the guys who made the documentary about
And they're
Rebney.
making a documentary about us, or they made a documentary about us. They follow us for the last 4 years, and they finally have it finished and sending it out to film festivals. It got into a big film festival, and we're going to talk to them. We're going to show some clips from the Chop. We call I think the title is Chop and Steal, right?
Yeah. Yep.
The Chop and Steal documentary. And
It's about our news appearances as the strongman duo that got us sued in federal court, and they were documenting that whole thing. So the story can finally be told. And
George and Steve, you guys saw a cut of it already, right? And
I loved it. I thought I can't wait for everyone to see it. It is so good.
Yes. Okay, good. It took me a long time to watch it, and then I finally watched it, and I'm happy with it.
it's hard to
I'm
watch
very happy with
yourself,
it.
but they did a good job with it.
Nick, I thought you did an okay job. I thought that who really brought it around was me. I thought that I was the one who really
I thought you were going to say Marty, because I did think that Marty is featured in this, and I really thought he stole the show. But one minute.
It goes Marty, me, and then way down here we got Nick. So, but good job though.
Thank you. George and Steve were interviewed for it, but did not make the cut.
DVD extra.
Let's start off with a President's Day Found Footage Festival classic.
You caught me with my pants down, but no one sells carpet or waterbeds for less.
How did you all celebrate President's Day yesterday? Was it kind of a solemn occasion with family, or what did you guys
Reading
do?
up on Millard Fillmore, as per usual.
We got our president.
Myself.
We got a presidential tree like we normally do,
Yep.
and then we put presidential presidents underneath it.
Best kind.
Yeah.
Well, we want to feature a president that this was actually weirdly in our animal montage from like volume 1 or 2 of our show a long time ago. I guess this is on a collection of news outtakes, and there's these Lipizander horses that were being presented on the White House lawn.
You just throw out Lipizander like it's a word you always use.
Well, I learned it.
They had these Lipizanders guys, and
they're very fancy horses. They're like
Okay.
Clydesdales, but from Eastern Europe or something. I don't know.
okay.
Anyway, so Ronald Reagan's there, and like they're doing a ceremony, and animals will be animals. And the news people who cut this, they edited it to focus on what happened, but this actually happened on the White House lawn.
They are touring the United States with these magnificent Lipizaner horses, and we have only seen just a tiny bit of what they actually do in their exhibitions, partly due to the soft ground here. Mr. Solinger was the president of the Chamber of Commerce in Austria, is responsible for not only this display, but that magnificent stallion, Amadeus, is a gift to the people of the United States. Well, it is particularly fitting that this is the first time this has ever happened on the White House lawn.
I think they
Just a
added the
minute.
Winnie. Reagan's pretty good. I mean, for all of the trickle down economics that's responsible for so much awfulness. He actually had a pretty good sense of humor here with the.
Well, he's a
saying-
showbiz guy, so he's good at off the cuff stuff.
You can roll with it. Just a minute. I don't know do I have to pixelate the horse dong, or are we okay with it because it's an animal?
I think horse dongs are totally fine. I think
Okay.
we've played several horse dongs on the show before. I think we're fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's part of the community standards of YouTube. Then with the YouTube
Well-
community, everybody's
Well,
cool
what
with that?
YouTube says is that it's nature. So
Oh, interesting. Okay.
and they're fine if it's nature. So
All right. Good. As long as we pass the community standards.
are horse dongs nature? Yes, they are.
All right.
Signed YouTube.
They write us a handwritten note every time. If something's been
Sincerely, YouTube. Okay, that was the classic.
Yep.
Steve, you got a background or no? I can't tell.
Oh, yes, I certainly do.
Okay.
So another talented Melinda alert. Kato Cosmos, whose name is, I always have to remember to point the opposite way, right here next to me. That's at Bandcamp, and I'll cover myself for a second. Just dropped a new EP. It's called Conflagration on February 18th, so just last weekend. People can check it out at the Bandcamp info there. It's a Conflagration delivers layered and caustic heavy metal turned forwards to assail our deceptive consciousness. If people like the video game Underground commercial, they may be interested in this.
Oh.
So check out Kato, and please support the Melindas that support us.
Yes, remember Video Game Underground? Has
Oh,
the best
yes.
video games in town.
Yeah.
I
Video
listened to
Game
his-
Underground has the best video games in town. Video game. Oh, I love it. So
Oh,
if we like
I went and
that, we'll
checked out
like
his song.
this.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I went and checked out Burn on Bandcamp, and I highly suggest that Melinda's go and check it out.
Okay.
oh boy. All right. I'm sold on that. That's the way that you sell it on this show.
Yeah,
That's
That's
good marketing
it's a
right
good
there.
piece of copy there.
So marketing only
this.
works on this particular show
Well.
to this particular audience, but
To regular
like it.
viewers.
So
Yes.
Nick and I we did a show. Let me show you some. So Nick and I we did shows in Oklahoma this weekend. We did one at Oklahoma. Was it University of Oklahoma, Nick?
Oklahoma
Is that what we did?
State. And
Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And then in
Tulsa.
Tulsa, we did one at the Circle Cinema. I have the T-shirt. And we stopped off. We got some videos. Let me show some videos. That here's a Terminal Entry. It's a computer movie. I got it at like this, resale shop, like a half price book kind of place. But look, it's like a computer movie. So I'm thinking like a computer beach party kind of a thing. And also, what did I pay for it?
Wait.
$2?
it says 8.
$8.
Yaphet Kotto's in it though. I mean, that seems like more than a computer beach party style movie.
I don't know who that is. Yaphet Kotto?
Academy
Oh, you
Award
would-
winner.
You would know him from so many things if you saw him.
What?
Yeah.
What?
The Running Man.
What? Name one. Oh, okay. All right. So that's why I paid $8 for it. Rapping and Rhyming, I got that too. How much did I pay for this one?
$6.
That's the going rate now for VHS, like at places
Seems-
like this. I mean,
Right?
the
Yeah.
reason I got this is because it was put out by York Media, and we have a lot of movies by York Media, and they're all just so terrible. Remember The Face Off?
You get
Nick,
the
you remember?
face off. You get the
Get the face off.
face off. Yeah.
This one was $1. I got this one for $1, and this is. Can you read it for me?
Brian Popin at home.
Yep. And look it's him holding a present that's see-through of him playing the piano for you. So
Why bother wrapping it?
exactly. So I'm excited about that. But I wanted to play a game with you guys just off the bat here. Called the hotel. It's about the hotel that we stayed at, and the game is called "Did Joe and Nick stay at a nice hotel or a Dog's Mouth hotel?" Now, Dog's Mouth hotels. Nick, you coined the term because you sometimes we'll stay in a cheap, shitty motel, and it'll smell like a dog's mouth when you walk in.
Yep.
And those are the bad ones.
More than I would say, we stay in more dog mouths than we do nice hotels on the road.
Exactly. But I like to think that, we've been doing this show for nearly 18 years at this point, that maybe we wouldn't get dog's mouths anymore and maybe spend a little bit extra. But Nick, you booked this one. So I trusted, he's probably going to get like something nice because he likes to stay in a nice hotel. But I'm going to give you guys some clues as to whether this was a Dog's Mouth or a nice hotel. So first of all, across the street from us was.
Can I give the name of the hotel? Because that might be.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
It's the Ramada by Wyndham.
Okay. Oh, Wyndham did it.
Off to a good start. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So
wait, does it count if Nick didn't know when he booked it which type of hotel it was? Like that sounds like.
Know.
He knew. He knew it was a Ramada by Wyndham, though.
Right. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Because that sounds like maybe that smells good.
Okay, so there's your first clue. Your second clue is across the street from us was this strip mall. They had a pest place. They had Air Force. You could get an Air Force massage. But they also had this across the street from us, Christie's Toy Box. Now, do you guys remember Christie's Toy Box? Does that ring a bell? Okay, yeah. Well, went across the street and we saw it. It was indeed Christie's Toy Box. So for people who don't know, we do state jingles and we try to decide who has what jingle is the best for each state. And Oklahoma, I did that one. I think the winner was Christie's Toy Box. I never really follow up with these things, but I assume that Christie's Toy Box was the winner of that. For people who haven't seen it, here's the Christie's Toy Box jingle.
Christie's Toy Box, where the fun begins. We've got cards for any occasion and lots of things for your imagination. Come on in and browse around, 'cause there's not another place like us in town.
That was when we were at.
Christie's Toy Box, where the fun begins.
And so I got my picture taken out in front of it across the street from there. And then we went up to take a closer look, and they had a sign there because clearly they'd been having a problem with it. It says no loitering. It's creepy.
I feel responsible.
Picture of George. You should have just picture of George.
And so I was like, let's go inside and let's ask them about the jingle. Maybe they have an updated jingle. Maybe they did a remix. Maybe they, I had a lot of questions. Is it still airing? Like the version we have is clearly from like the 80s or 90s. And so we went in. Nick, how would you say the conversation went with the clerk at
it was unremarkable, I guess is how I would describe the conversation.
First of all, I was very nice, and I was like genuinely interested in the answer to these questions. It wasn't a bit. I genuinely wanted to know, and I sang the song to her too. I was like to try and jog her memory, and
she didn't make eye contact during you singing.
She looked down.
Goes Christie's Toy Box, and she's like kind of looking off to the side.
It must be so hard to be a woman working at one of those stores.
I know, exactly. And then I was just like, oh, I might be actually loitering right now because I'm not buying anything.
Creepy.
I'm just talking to her about. Yes, exactly. So I got out of there. We got out of there really quickly.
You even said, we're not loitering. And then we walked out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I did my best to try to, are you familiar with the jingle at all? And she wasn't. And then I just I escaped. So, but then we drove down the street and then we saw a Grandy's. And so there's a Grandy's down the street. And then Nick jumped up during that one.
Yeah, you didn't take the photo at the zenith of my jump, but
no, that's how you jump. Your knees weren't working that day.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
And then even further, there's a Grandy's styrofoam cup in the parking lot there.
Yep.
So that was a nice.
You went there to get a joke breakfast, and then I had to be like, "Can we get a real breakfast, though?" But yeah, and I just want to show you what I'm dealing with. This is just some more okay, so here's. We're looking at this kind of hotel.
Oh, $50. This is a Dog's Mouth.
No, but look.
Exactly.
We got a pool.
It was $50. Yeah.
We got a pool, fitness center. Look at the lobby. Look at this. I mean, this does not look like a Dog's Mouth. Look at this is the rooms. This, to me, that's what I'm going on.
That's a $50 room if I've ever seen one.
Mm-hmm. But well, it's Oklahoma City. It's not. We're not in a big central. Populous
San Francisco or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe.
So there are your clues, guys. What do you think? Dog's Mouth, or was it a nice hotel?
Dog's Mouth. There's a massage parlor and a Christie's right across the street. There's no way $50. That's all. I don't care what name they gave the palace at Oklahoma City. There's no name that could.
I'm going to disagree with George. I'm going to go the opposite way. I think it's probably a really nice hotel. And I bet Mr. Spriggs Barbecue was just around the corner. And then you guys were able to
for the
there.
Oklahoma City jingle. Yes.
No, that one.
I have a setup.
I only know because of Judah makes the flags.
Oh, right. Yes.
Oh, that's right. So Mr. Spriggs, did win.
won.
Yeah,
He won. Yeah. Had the meat
so, but I have bad news about Mr. Spriggs. Permanently closed. I looked for all. They had 2 locations permanently closed. They didn't. I don't think they survived COVID, or maybe they didn't even survive before that. I don't know, but they had a hell of a jingle. Anyway, Dog's Mouth Steve or Nice Hotel.
Nice Hotel. That looks real nice. The pictures that he showed me. I bet you guys got to work out in the morning.
Pool
for a few.
Swam some laps. We swam. No. The answer is Dog's Mouth. George, you nailed it. Nice work.
There's a cigarette burn in Joe's sheets and
2. I discovered a second one. Yeah, you saw the one. You're like, oh, you got a cigarette burn in your bed. And then after you left, I looked and I was like, oh, there's another one. Yeah, on the other side.
Okay. Yeah. And the bathroom door, you had to it like got caught, so you have to yank it. So
and then the front the door leading up to the hallway, like some animal was clearly trying to get out.
Yeah.
And so like there were all these scratch marks of an animal trying to get out. Yep. And I think it eventually did because there was a little bit of a hole burrowed.
Yeah.
Have you considered touring in the Winnebago?
It's not a terrible idea.
Well, speaking of Winnebago, we have the director and one of the photographers of Winnebago Man, the very popular documentary. You can get it on all the streaming services now.
Nick, you saw that segue opportunity and you pounced.
Well, George laid it out. Laid it out for the pouncing.
That was a softball pitch.
Yeah.
And you knocked it out of the park.
You're going to throw a softball to the glue man. He's going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah. I mean, he's serving up a can of corn. I'm going to take my cuts. So, but yeah, we got Ben Steinbauer and Barrett. What's Barrett's last name? You know?
We kind of just met Barrett recently, so I think that's just knowing his name is Barrett and then getting his name correctly is enough.
He co-directed the Chop and Steel movie we're going to talk about. Winnebago Man shows some very rarely seen footage and updates about Jack Rebney, the Winnebago guy, and a whole lot more. So here's Barrett and Ben.
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Show us 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 your raviolis.
It's Ben and Barrett. How are you guys?
Hey, Melendez. Hello,
Melendez. You know, you talk the talk. Have you guys actually watched the show? Have you guys actually watched VCR Party?
Of course. Are you kidding me? We've made a documentary about you guys for 4 years. You think we haven't watched VCR Party?
Well, I don't know. Nick and I made a documentary, and we didn't listen to every single song our subjects played.
That's true. But
let me ask you this though: Have you missed an episode?
Yes.
You call yourself a documentarian?
Look, there's gold out there that we just didn't discover.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, a couple of things right off the bat. Bernd, did you not get the memo about having a beard, or is that?
Having a beard? Yeah. I can't really grow one. I tried to grow one once and it was a mustache and it looked like something out of like an episode of Zorro. It was like a real thin pencil thing. And
I think you should have kept it.
We could maybe add it in post. We could add some facial hair for you. Yeah.
We'll do that. Should I put on a hat? I didn't get that.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
There were 2 different memos set simultaneously.
Beards and
your
hats.
inbox got loaded down.
The other thing is, as regular viewers, you probably know we're celebrating Babe-ruary. And then, we had Hunktober and equal time. That's the FCC law. You have to have Babe-ruary. And before we dive into some of your documentary footage, I wanted to play a clip. I mean, you guys are in Austin, home of barbecue. And I found Babes. And Babes. I found a video that combines Babes and barbecue. It's called Nude Barbecue.
It's some traditional Austin music too.
Yeah, is this like
fun fact, we all eat hot dogs like that.
Is that true?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a sensual way?
Yeah, in a sexual way.
You guys
It's actually when you go to get your driver's license, they make you eat a hot dog like that just to make sure that you are.
You guys just discovered this video?
Oh no, we've had it for a while, but
this is required viewing down here.
Oh yeah.
The moment you move to Austin, you get nude barbecue. They send it on over.
Happy February. Here's your.
Oh, that's gratuitous.
But then she bites it off. Yeah. Wow, that's just a little something to start us off.
Nobody likes barbecue that much. That's just not how. That's not how anybody eats barbecue.
And does anybody have a barbecue fetish? Is that like a thing? Like,
you tell us, boys. I don't know.
I don't know. Barry, you want to take this one?
I think every person in the line at Franklin Barbecue has got a barbecue fetish. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course you would do.
Isn't this how you and Christy met? Didn't you? Wasn't she eating a hot dog like that? And you?
Yeah, it was. It was a beef rib, and
it was a meat cute, but MEAT.
It was a beef rib and one fork, and the rest is history.
Can I make a comment on barbecue? By the way, like, you guys are probably all proud of your barbecue and everything, but isn't like every state known for its barbecue? Like, isn't it like Carolina barbecue?
There's vinegar based from
Carolina. Yeah. Texas is traditionally no sauce, and it's beef focused because of the cattle industry, right? And Carolina, all they have is pigs out there, so it's pork based.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. But Kansas City, everybody's known for their barbecue. It's just like the most uncreative thing to be known for. That's my 2 cents.
It's like we're on tour in Montreal and they're like, try some of our famous Montreal barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has it.
This is no way to get free barbecue when you're on tour, by the way.
Yeah, you guys are just digging yourself in a ditch here.
Sorry, we barely even started. I'm already like dissing your barbecue.
You are going to get your potato salad is going to have spit in it from here on
out. All right, we got a lot to cover here. So Ben, the way that we met was through Jack Rebney. We had been showing a Jack Rebney clip for a long time, and you had been doing a documentary about him for a long time. And you reached out to us because you knew that we had been showing the video, and we hit it off, and we ended the movie Winnebago Man. So before we get too deep into the weeds with all this stuff, I just want to show just a quick clip for the 2 or 3 people in the world who haven't seen the Jack Rebney clip.
There's a whole younger generation we find on tour. We're like, well, of course you're familiar with Jack Rebney, the Winnebago guy, and a lot of people aren't. So I think everybody who watches this show have seen it, but
Yeah, no, we show this at college shows to educate the youth, and we're doing a service. So here's just 25 seconds of Rebney.
God, I can't fucking make my mind work. We suppose we open. Oh, fuck. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Buggledy. What does the goddamn line say, Tony? What is the goddamn line? I don't give a shit what the line is. I fucked up the word rear.
It's just I'll never get tired of it.
No, it's like jazz. I mean, there's a cadence to the swearing that is just, it never gets old. He's an artiste.
I always describe it as poetry, like the way that he puts the swear words together. It actually sounds beautiful sometimes.
It sounds beautiful. The fuck, shit. It's like, it's rhythmic, it's creative. You guys met him. The amazing thing about Jack is that, like, he sounds Shakespearean when he's ordering a sandwich, and he talks like that all the time, and it's not an affect. He really talks like that.
Well, because he was like a TV guy, right? He was a broadcaster. Was he an anchor man, or what was he?
He worked in news, and back when men were men and news was news, and everybody was smoking, and it was like the 60s in New York, and then he went to Chicago, and I'm sure his nickname, I found out much later, was Black Jack, and I'm sure he was just a son of a bitch.
Oh, really?
I just wanted to back up a little bit because we were friends with a crew member who found that video, and this was in Minneapolis working on commercials, showed us the outtakes that the crew had made, and then we kind of cut our own version that we would show at our live show in 2004 and beyond. And and then a version of it went online. I'm not sure if it was our version that we cut or the Cruise version.
It was a different version. It wasn't
version.
our version. Yeah. And that was like one of the first internet videos too, like even before YouTube. This was like
Daily
1999.
Motion or iFilm or one of those.
It wasn't even that. It was some weird one. Yeah, I think it was Vice or something.
I remember though, Ben, you reaching out, and like we had hundreds of videos, and a lot of people reach out and they're like, I want to make a documentary on this video that you guys found, and where I was like, all right, well, we've kind of already done that, but good luck, pal. And I remember like thinking like, look, pal, we've tried to track down Jack. The story isn't going to be as interesting as the video, and just kind of being skeptical. But for those who haven't seen it, Winnebago Man, Ben, and you guys did a great job, not only tracking him down, hiring a private investigator, finding him, but it turns out he's a fascinating character, and you treated it with respect and heart and kindness, and it's a great movie.
Well, thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. As my agent, you get 10% of all proceeds, so I appreciate that.
I think that like why we're skeptical, because like people, they find an internet video and they want to like just laugh at it or dismiss it, or mock it.
They want to do like a Tosh.0 where you're like, let's go find this guy and make him do the ridiculous thing all over again. And I think. When people have asked me about this before, I think the thing that makes Winnebago Man unique is that my intentions, similar to you guys when you find somebody, were always very clear that I just wanted to celebrate Jack Rebney. I didn't want to go get him angry so he would swear at me again. I literally, my only goal was to meet him and tell him that rather than be embarrassed of this clip that's out there, he should be proud of it because he's brought me and my friends hours of entertainment. And I sincerely think that he's great.
And Jack didn't want any of that. Right. He wanted nothing to do. Who cares if I'm on next to the guy with the broken arm on YouTube? Yeah. He did not want anything. I mean, it was Ben and I up on that mountain with Jack for much of that time. And, Ben was like a good director. He was proposing like, let's go do this. Let's take you to this situation and see how it reacts, or come meet some people. Ultimately, we did get him to meet some of his fans at your show, but he was like, guess what, Ben? I don't want any of that shit.
Well, he lived up to the hype though. I mean, that's what I guess you should, you were expecting that, right? I assume.
So the way that this came about was fairly fortuitous, because I had interviewed you guys already and you had given me all these great lines. He would be the holy grail of stars to find from our video. He would be our Harrison Ford to meet. Like, you guys teed it up in this mythical way. And so the first time I went to go film with him, he gave me a very like shuck and jive. Oh, isn't this funny? I can't believe this clip is out there. And then I just lucked out that he did an about face and called me a week later and was like, you got to come back. That wasn't the story. And I'm pissed off and blah, blah, blah. Oh. And then, so that was the second trip. And Barrett, I took with me on the second trip. And Jack basically just yelled at me for a week. And we were in his tiny little cabin, and it was just me and Barrett. And I'll never forget, about day 3 of like staying at the La Quinta Inn in Redding, just getting yelled at for 12 hours a day. Barrett turns to me like on our way driving back down from the mountain, just defeated. He looks at me and he's like, we don't have to go back tomorrow. We can just go swimming or something. Like, we don't need to keep going back there. And I was like, yes, we do. I was just on this like death march, and we collected this incredible footage as a result. And to Barrett's extreme credit, he was the one who kind of just started panning between me and Jack, because Jack was just yelling at me incessantly, and it just became me trying to survive and talk him into doing things. And so that's how I got sucked into the movie, and it was never intended for me to be a character or like a
I feel like we had to have a real conversation about that, like back at the hotel room. It was like our little boar's nest. We went back to the boar's nest and like have these powwows every night and drink some beers, and we're just like, what are we doing? And I think we had those talks about like, hey, San Francisco is not too far. It's a nice city. We could just go hang out and catch our flights in 3 days or whatever.
Go have a nice meal, and then then the third trip was coming to see you guys. And I remember, so after that second trip, Jack just yelled at us the whole time, but it was great material. We'd edited the movie kind of up to that point, and I had no idea what the ending was going to be. And I kept dreaming up all these scenarios. And Joe, I think you called me and just said, like, is there any world where we're going to be in San Francisco? Would Jack come to a show? I remember thinking, like, no, he'll never go. He'll never go for this. But of course, I'll ask him. And I ran it by him, and I did my best, sales job. And he said yes.
He said yes. So that's a perfect segue into the clip that you sent me from Winnebago Man when Jack first meets us. Let me play that right now.
I haven't watched this. I was gonna say I haven't watched this in years, so I'm kind of excited to see it again.
I haven't seen it in a decade. Now I want to watch it because this is.
We all look like babies. You guys look like you're 15 years old in this.
I know, and apparently none of us had facial hair except Nick at that time. Nick, you're a real trendsetter.
Thank you.
All right, here's a Winnebago Man, Jack Rebney meeting us meeting Jack Rebney for the first time.
Jesus. Does Orville Redenbacher live here?
Well, thank you so much for coming down here. It's an honor to have both of you here.
It's no honor. That's absolute bullshit.
It is. It is.
Come on, Steinbucker, schmucker. Come here, for Christ's sake. These people are out of their heads.
I'm right here, Jack. I'm seeing.
Yeah, you're filming.
We're your number one fans.
Yes, of course, you're my number one fan.
You've brought so much enjoyment and laughter to us that we are so indebted to you.
This schmuck over here to my right has been telling me this now for what, 2 years, Ben? 3 years?
2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
It's so true. And you'll see tonight.
You brought me such enjoyment.
You're going to see tonight.
I can't begin to tell you how marvelous.
When you're here tonight, you'll hear the laughs.
Yeah.
You'll hear people enjoy. Makes people
How many
laugh.
are you going to have? 8 people?
No. We're going to have a full house. It's going to be sold out.
Who are these crazies, these lunatics that are going to be here? Explain them to me. Seriously now. Seriously now. Okay, I'm not putting this is because if I'm going to do some kind of a dumb fuck dog and pony show, I'm going to know who I'm talking to.
Some kind of dumb fuck dog and pony show. Oh,
wow.
God. What a treasure.
He's just full of all like who says that? And who says that in that way? Like every time he spoke, it was a button on the scene. It was just also, like, oh my God, that's the funniest thing ever.
Also, like, I don't know, I usually like code switch a little bit around different people. And like when I'm meeting somebody for the first time, I don't say dumb fuck dog and pony show. But he doesn't, there's no filter, there's no off switch. That's the beauty of Jack.
But even his asides are brilliant. Like, that's so stupid. Like, does Orville Redenbacher live here? When you walk into a theater, that's a good joke. That's hilarious.
Because it smelled like popcorn.
And he's just tossing them off. Like, and it's just, I was just so lucky because all we had to do was just turn the camera on. And that stuff.
Is it more fun in hindsight or at the time? Like, were you about to have a nervous breakdown or
for sure.
Like,
yeah.
Did you ever consider quitting or?
Yes and no. I mean, at a certain, you guys have made a documentary or many documentaries before, and you know how like at a certain point you're just all in. It's like the film we made on you. Like that, it took 4 years, and there were many times where it was like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what the ending is. We're out of money. I'm not sure. But you have to
just wanted to go to the pool at the La Quinta Inn, right?
Man,
but Baron's like, we don't have to go back there. They have too many VHS tapes.
It was definitely the most stressful filming I'd ever done up at that point in my life. And it was just like, I mean, it's what, shooting all day is exhausting. In like handheld documentary, you're running around following a subject. And then on top of that, just to be, verbally assaulted all day long, like me included.
Yeah.
You'd be like, Ben, you're a stupid son of a bitch. And that makes you even dumber, Ben. Like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I was not excluded from that. I was a little bit removed because I was behind the camera hiding. But
he's 92, 93. And he's so soft now. Like he cries almost every conversation. He tells me he loves me. He thanks me and reminds me that the movie was such a special experience for him. I mean, it's
amazing.
It's like this.
That's so great.
And for those who haven't seen it, you can watch. It's on Amazon Prime, right? And you can buy it on Apple and all that. But
basically all the
But there is an addendum talking about sort of the keeping in touch with him on his, what was it, his 88th birthday?
This was 87th
birthday.
Yeah.
You went to pay him a visit to surprise him, and you did mention that Jack was losing his sight, is now almost completely blind, right? So
yeah,
it was, I guess you could arrange the surprise a little easier because he didn't see people come in, right?
Right. And there's this very surreal point in the documentary where we can sneak in and he's sitting there looking right at us, but he can't see us. And so we all like quietly surround him and then start singing him happy birthday at the top of our lungs. And he is not freaked out by it at all. I don't know. He's like, I guess that's happened before. I'm not sure.
well, I cut down. You sent me what'd you call it? Extraordinarily unusual. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was his phrase about, well, this is extraordinarily unusual.
I cut it down just to 1 minute, but the full thing, I think it's like 9 minutes. It's up on Vimeo. Anybody can see it, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll play just the 1 minute clip so people can get a taste of Jack Rebney on his 87th birthday.
Today is a very special day because it is Jack Rebney's 87th birthday. And we have gotten a group together of his old friends to surprise him. And in typical Rebney fashion, he likes to be where no one can bother him. We're literally climbing up the side of a mountain right now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rebney. Happy birthday to you.
This is extraordinarily unusual. I live alone. I have lived alone for roughly the past 22 years. And suddenly there were voices. Wait a minute. That's Brenda. That's Bob Belangi. That's Bobby Lipner. And then the pièce de résistance.
Mr. Rebney. What is this? What the hell is going on here?
I, the rock farmer.
That's Ben. That's crazy Ben. My God, what's happening?
Happy birthday, young man.
Oh, how wonderful. How wonderful.
I mean, did you ever think you were going to get to that point with Jack Rebney? I mean, the point you're hugging and man.
No, because I'll tell you, Barron's right. When we were making that documentary, he just made my life hell. I mean, he didn't sign his release until the movie was done. It was just he yelled at me every single day. He told me that I was an idiot and didn't know what I was talking about. But the thing is when the movie came out and we had just this meteoric rise, we were on the Tonight Show. Michael Moore introduced the film when we premiered in New York. We got a theatrical release all over the US and in Canada. And so we would travel to these places. And it was as if the movie was still going. It was like the movie had jumped off the screen and was playing out because, Jack and I would be in Toronto, like having a steak dinner or something after, having a sold out premiere. And it was so gratifying because then he would be like, kid, you got the goods.
Well, it's a testament to your tenacity because I think most people would have quit, A, and B, you had no money for this whole thing. Right.
No,
you didn't have like a paycheck to look forward to at the end of all this. In fact, you were I think you told me you were using credit cards on this.
It was credit cards and bank loans that my mom had to co-sign for. And so that movie was literally put together with duct tape. And you know what, to be honest, Chop and Steal is similar.
Wait, let's get to Chop and Steal in a second. But before we get into that, I want to play a game with you guys.
Okay.
Well, let me just, I created an opening graphic. I spent hours on this opening graphic. It's called Finish That Rebney.
Fuck off!
All right, here's how you play. Here's how you play Finish That Rebney. So I'm going to show you a line from Jack Rebney. I'm just going to show you the first half of it. You guys, since you're the Rebney experts, you spent all this time with him, you should have this video memorized by now. You guys have to tell me the second half of the line. And if you get it incorrect, Nick is going to jump in and tell you what it is.
Good.
And Nick should know the answer to it. And if
I don't get it, then you get to reveal.
Everybody's like, don't fail here. I'm the only one who can't fail in this whole thing.
Yeah, wait, what happened? What do we win, or what happens if we lose?
Yeah.
What are the stakes here?
Oh boy,
we didn't think it through that much.
No, hold on, I got something. There's something around here.
Wait, can Nick put something up his butt again? Can we do like some Batman cereal?
I've retired from that.
Yes. No, that's what we'll do. That's absolutely what we'll do.
Oh my God.
All right, here's your first finish that Rebney. Okay.
The Winnebago Concepts and Engineering Departments have developed a multifunctional bathroom.
Privacy. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying.
Privacy. I don't even know what the fuck I'm reading.
Oh, reading.
Oh.
Partial credit.
Yeah.
Credit.
All right. You ready for the next round? And just blurt it out if you know it. Nick, not you, Nick, though.
Right. I'll hold off.
Tony, give me a towel for just a minute, please. That.
I'm blinded by that fucking hot light.
Okay.
I'm blinded by that fucking hot light.
Nice. Okay. All right, here we go. Ready for this one?
Ready.
All right, 2 for 2. We only have 48 more to go. Here we go.
God damn.
Son of a bitch.
Wow.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Get out of here, you
goddamn jackass. I'm going goddamn jackass.
Okay.
Barrett?
I would say fucking flies, but I don't know.
Here we go.
I can't.
Goddamn jackass.
Batman cereal for Barrett? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
All right. The Batman cereal's in the mail. All right, here we go.
I get so goddamn diuretic when I sit here.
Okay.
My mouth just never stops.
Okay. Nick, are those the words verbatim, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
My mouth just never stops.
Nice. All right, this is an easy one, but I cut it off a little bit early. I should have done harder ones. I didn't realize you'd know all these. All right, here we go.
The Mini Winnie, part of American tradition, and today on the cutting edge of design and function.
In a Class C motorhome. Do you believe any of that shit?
There
we go.
In a Class C motorhome. You believe any of that shit?
And that's how you play finish that, Rebney. Nice work, guys.
Fuck off!
You batted 1,000 on that one. Nice work.
I mean, I want finish that Rebney theme song for a ringtone. That's fantastic.
That'd be good. You know what? I think Finish That Rebney should be on after Wheel of Fortune. Like every night, Wheel of Fortune
Mark
wraps up.
Goodson television production. Yeah. We'll pitch. We'll make the rounds.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, let's talk about Chop and Steal now. So, Ben, when this first happened, like Nick and I were getting sued in federal court for this Chop and Steal, for this morning news prank thing that we had done.
Appearing as fake strongmen, for those who haven't seen.
Oh, yeah. You want to tell the whole thing, Nick?
Well, just that we, on tour, we would go on these morning news shows, and we got bored doing them as ourselves and realized the news anchors weren't paying attention. So we wrote up a press release pitching fake, ridiculous characters, saying we were a strongman duo named Chop and Steal. And a dozen morning news shows all wanted on us as Chop and Steal. So we dressed up in strongman outfits and did really unimpressive feats of strength. And then 3 shows into it, we found out in the New York Post, because a reporter called us, that we were getting sued in federal court. And that led to this whole year-long lawsuit, and we did a GoFundMe that many of you viewers were kind enough to donate to. And around that time, Joe, I think you called Ben and you're like, hey, there might be something going on here you might want to shoot, or maybe Ben, you inquired about it, I think.
Well, no, I told him about the federal lawsuit, but I think also America's Got Talent had just reached out at that point. Ben, was that the first time when America's Got Talent reached out? And I had an idea for when we got onto America's Got Talent, and I wanted,
The way I remember it is that you guys came through Austin and told me about, I knew of Chef Keith and K-Strass, and you told me about Chop and Steal. And then when you got sued, I remember reading about it and reaching out to you guys, I think is how
that sounds right.
And then right as that was happening, you got the call from America's Got Talent, and this was all March of 2018. And I remember then going to my friend Priest, who ended up shooting the whole movie, and you guys were flying to LA like within a week or something to go do America's Got Talent, and Priest flew in with you, and we just figured out that he was going to play your assistant and have kind of an array of small cameras with him and try to just shoot as much as he possibly could shoot of the America's Got Talent appearance and experience. And so that was really the start of it. And then it kind of, progressed from there. And I don't know that I think I thought it was going to be a feature, but I think more than anything, it was like, let's just document this and see what happens.
So you sent the intro to the movie. This is like the first, I think, minute and a half of the movie where, and you start with Nick and my depositions, where we have to sit in a stuffy room. Like when we were getting sued in federal court, like you need to have depositions done where the lawyers grill you with questions about why you did the thing, and they just really make you feel like an asshole.
Yeah.
And so that's how the movie starts. That's what Nick and I are doing in this opening shot. The opening scene from the Chop and Steal movie coming up.
We are now on the record. This is the video recorded deposition of Joseph Pickett. This is the video recorded deposition of Nicholas Pruer.
Would you mind raising your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony given in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Did you develop a backstory for K-Strauss?
Yes.
What was that story?
I don't remember a lot of it, but I think we did say he had won some yo-yo championships.
So serious.
So it was a lie that K-Strauss was a yo-yo champion.
I wouldn't characterize it that way.
It was not true that K-Strauss was a yo-yo champion.
Pregnant pause.
Yes or no, Mr.
Oh, it was not true that K-Strauss was a yo-yo champion. Well, K-Strauss is a fictional person.
So this entire press release is false.
Yeah, it's based on fictional characters who don't exist, so nothing you say about them could be true.
It just seems like a question of semantics, because he's not a real person, but in his fictional world, yes, he was a yo-yo expert. Do you know what I mean?
Do you see the second email from the top from you?
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Also, those fuckers work from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yep.
Who were you referring to when you said fuckers?
I don't know, but I assume whoever he was sending the press releases to.
Do you use the term fuckers a lot?
Yes.
It was one of those things where like your first reaction is, well, of course this was going to happen eventually. You can't get away with this stuff forever.
Oh, and it's so good. It's so good. When you sent it to us, it was like, it took me 24 hours to actually watch that. Because, just watching myself, especially with those depositions where like you can see the fear in my eyes, right? I mean, like it's hard to watch. It's really hard to watch.
I don't know why, Joe. You nail it. I mean, you're so.
Well, they're trying to trip you up. I mean, they're trying to get you like on the record, like, I don't know. Yeah. So it's like the most stressful situation you can be in. There's a stenographer there writing down your every, in shorthand, everything you say.
What's really great about the deposition footage, just you guys will enjoy this. We've been doing some test screenings, because that's a big part of finishing the movie and getting people who don't know you or know the stories, opinions. And almost every single screening, somebody brings up the idea that they think the deposition footage is fake at the beginning because
really?
They can't believe that you guys are being funny in a deposition.
Yeah.
And so they're really thrown off and they think that we faked it. And it takes them like kind of the first half of the movie to really understand like, oh no, this is real. And these guys are actually being sued by a media conglomerate.
Yeah, Joe, it's all about those pauses you make, Joe. You're like confused. Wait. K-Strauss, he's a fictional person.
That's not confusion. Pauses. That's not confusion. That's a panic attack, is what you're witnessing.
It feels as if like you're leaving space for the comedy to like build. It's amazing.
When I was in that room, I was like, you know what? This would be great opener for the documentary about us. So this is what I'm going to do.
That hasn't been proposed yet. Yeah. I wanted to mention, because you mentioned America's Got Talent, but I don't think we've ever told that on this show, is that after we got sued, the Chop and Steal thing became newsworthy, and the producers of America's Got Talent got in touch with us and were like, I know what we'll do. We'll have you guys do your strongman dog and pony show, but we won't tell Simon Cowell and Howie and the judges, and you guys can pull one over on them. And Joe pitched an idea to me that was so borderline legal, possibly illegal, possibly dangerous to do, that the producers on America's Got Talent would be so furious with us that they would ask us to exit the studio immediately. And that's exactly what happened. We haven't talked about it. We haven't shown any of this footage.
No, we've been saving it for this documentary.
Yeah,
really. Like
that's the big reveal.
I'd say like that day at America's Got Talent was the most stressful day of my life, more so than the deposition day. Like it was a stressful
and uncomfortable. A lot of physical discomfort.
But all worth it. Every time I watch that footage, I cannot believe that it exists, because you guys had the gumption to get up there in front of like 800 people, in front of this live audience, and the judges of America's Got Talent on the biggest television show in the country, and pull one of the funniest pranks.
Well,
I'll just say
somehow we captured it.
Yeah, I did something that most adults don't do in front of Heidi Klum, about 5 feet from Heidi Klum. And it's on camera because we had a hidden camera there.
But you put it on your resume though, right? Like right at the top of your resume. Okay, good. So yeah, you got to see the documentary in order to. Should we watch the America's Got Talent part? You sent me that clip. Let's watch that. All right, this is when we first get to Los Angeles for the taping.
We are here in Pasadena, California. Hard to believe, but America's Got Talent called us up a day ago and said, we want you on this Thursday. Hello.
Party time. Oh, I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
My mom texted me.
I was terrified of the lawsuit. I was hoping that that would be the end of pranking. Then he told me what they were going to do. And then I went full on mother.
My mom said, it's too gross for grown men.
Don't you dare do that, Joe.
And then 5 exclamation points. And then she said, good luck.
Ira Banks just introduced herself.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, and we're about to go out. For real this time.
We're feeling it.
Yeah.
We're really feeling it.
It's pushing.
Yeah, there it is. So that's just a teaser.
Nice work. So that was cut down a little bit for those of you out there. So the movie has a much longer buildup of actually you guys going and doing all of the behind the scenes shenanigans that you had to do that day. And just I want to briefly recognize Priest Batten, who pulled off all of that.
He's a magician.
Filming. I don't know how he did it. They told him to stop multiple times and he kept going, and I don't know how he did it. And then Mike Sines, our editor, Alex McKenzie, Don Suenos, Janice Woods. We've had an amazing team on this who all helped put this together. So I just want to say thank you to everybody.
It's so funny that like all these professionals worked on this dumb thing that I mean, it's a good thing. The documentary is great. I love the documentary, but this dumb thing that Nick and I, like all these pros are like working on this dumb idea.
A lot of talent.
But you guys also, to make yourselves available and open up your lives in the way you did is also to be commended. To allow us to document you and to.
Yeah,
you got really annoyed there at the end. I think you were like, "When is this thing gonna fucking be over?"
Oh yeah. It was 4 long years of following us around, and
I really think this is the documentary though that's gonna make my dog Marty a star. I think people have gotten a little taste. We've gotten a little taste of him here on VCR Party, but I think this documentary takes center stage. So.
I think Marty and Albertina are both going to get spinoffs from this documentary.
You better get his Instagram account ready.
Oh, it's up. It's up and active. So yeah.
I was going to say, like, Nick and I have made we made a documentary called Dirty Country before, where we followed around a dirty country music singer for probably about the same amount of time, like close to 4 years. We didn't know what the ending was going to be either, but we spent a lot of time with this guy, Larry Pierce. And by the end, he would always say, he'd be like, oh, looks like I got to have the camera shoved up my ass again. You know, like he wasn't as friendly towards the end. And Nick and I were doing this documentary with you guys. We're both like, I see 100% what Larry was talking about. Just like the cameras are showing up and we have to be on and we have to, you know, use our brains. We don't want to use our brains right now.
But the good part about the documentary, that what I liked about it, what I was surprised about, is that, like, you know, you do, whenever there's a camera in front of you, it affects you, right? But then you let your guard down when it's around you enough. And I think there was enough, there was a lot of just spontaneous moments that very much captured the way that Joe and I interact on tour with just us there and no cameras around. And that's something that's sort of hard to get across to people, is just like what people who have been friends for almost 40 years act like when you're, you know, on the road and only 3 feet apart for 120 days a year. And it really does capture that well, I think.
Awesome. That's high praise. Thank you guys. Because I mean, how unique is that you've known each other? You've been best friends since what, 6th grade? Is that right? And now you're business partners and you know, see each other every day. It's like, that's such a complicated relationship. And the fact that you think we were able to capture it is high praise.
Oh, so well, especially the stuff on the road, you know, like whenever like, you know, because you guys followed us enough times to actually see what it's like on the road. And yeah, that was the part where I was like, yeah, that seems very accurate. I was on guard to like say like, no, that's not accurate. The whole movie's very accurate. So
yeah, all right. It very much captures the boredom and the little dumb things you do to entertain each other
tedium,
on the road.
Right.
Yeah.
The film is really about boredom. It's like watching paint dry. Audience out there.
That should be the title. To watch paint dry.
So you mentioned you're close to finishing. So what do you need to kind of bring it over the finish line?
Well, so we have a premiere slated, as I mentioned, in June. And so basically we are doing the finishing part now, where we need to license the music and have a fancy title sequence created and do the graphics and color correction and sound mix and put some finishing touches on the music composition. And so we, similar to Winnebago Man, have been piecing this together with duct tape and, you know, quarters we find in the couch. And we are looking for partners to help us finish. And one of the ways that we can do that is we are hoping that the Melindas can help us present this movie. And so we have we partnered with the Austin Film Society. Baron and I live in Austin, Texas. And if you go
home
to
of barbecue,
home of babes eating
babes and barbecue,
likely. Yeah. And if you go to chopandsteel.com, that will take you to a website where you can give a tax-deductible donation to the movie. And so if you are a rich Melinda and you need a tax break, which who doesn't, then you can go to chopandsteel.com and help us finish this movie strong so that we can bring it to you guys hopefully in theaters this summer.
Yeah, like the first clip that we showed with the intro where it's company credits flashing up, like those are placeholders. So like the movie's not finished. You need like fancy graphics to go in there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Industrial Light and Magic needs to come on board and give it that final gloss.
Just a strobe effect. You just want like a strobe effect.
Yeah, we're in talks with Lucas, but you know, he's starting to get a little mouthy. I don't know. We may go with somebody else, but if we raise enough money, we were thinking this is ambitious. So get ready. This is ambitious. But if we could raise $10,000 from the Melindas, from you Melindas out there, I'm appealing to you guys. If you could collectively come together and raise $10,000 for this movie, then we can have the opening graphic say presented by the Melindas.
Yes.
See, yeah.
So we did that with A Life on the Farm, another movie that we produced. The Melindas all chipped in, and it's a Melinda production, or the Melindas Presents. So the very first card that comes up says the Melindas Presents, and you're willing to do that on the film, like start the whole thing off with the Melinda's Presents if we get to $10,000.
We are willing to do that, yes.
So now the Melindas will have 2 films under their belts.
That's pretty huge. I mean, that's pretty good for.
Oh my God.
The Melindas are suddenly moguls. I mean, I think that makes you a mogul at that point.
Exactly. And you can put that on your resume too. Yes.
Well, I know you made like a fundraising video, so we'll tack that at the end of tonight's episode. If you want to know more about, what the money's for, see some more footage from the documentary and all that. So
nice work, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Congrats on nearing the finish line here. I know it's been a long slog, but I think it's going to pay off.
I think so too. Well, and thank you guys. Like Barrett said, you were so generous in opening your lives and giving us your time. And we interviewed your parents, we interviewed your girlfriends, your wives, multiple. You both have a few of each.
Right. That's another like subplot of the movie, right?
Yeah. You heard it here first, Melindas.
All right, well, guys, have a beautiful Babyuary. I hope that with your friends and family, and happy Babyuary to everybody. And thanks for joining us on VCR
Thank
Party.
you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys. This was awesome.
Thank you, Melinda.
See you, goddamn jackasses.
Shows your raviolis. Shows your raviolis. Shows your raviolis.
So thanks to those fellas. And Barrett's last name is Mater, by the way. So I know it now. I looked it up during the break.
Okay. Hey, we wanted to do let me just do a real quick cyber video. I have one quick IMG. We don't even have to play the opening graphic. Okay. I'll play the opening graphic for IMGs, and just so quick.
Okay.
It's a IMG. Okay, so this is IMG 1440. I wanted to play this one because it's President's Day, and we're all in the president spirit right now, and we're all like excited about presidents. And Robo Ito sent this one. This is a repeat. This one was played last year, but it was the only presidential IMG I had locked and loaded, ready to go. 6 views. And by the way, this was uploaded in 2013, and I checked to see if it had any more views. It didn't. It's at 6 views. I think 3 of them are mine. One of them is probably Robo Ito's, and then the other 2 are probably the uploader. But Robo Ito called this one Obama Whack-Off Toy.
Now, what will have YouTube have to say about this? Is it nature?
Walks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
I don't know. I can't wait to get that letter from YouTube to find out.
Of course it's nature.
It's nurture.
Of course it's nature. Yeah, it's nature. It's nature and nurture.
Well, the great thing about VCR parties, your President's Day lasts 48 hours. You get to extend well into the day after.
Well, it's like Christmas. You don't take down the Christmas tree until February.
That's right,
so President's Day just keeps on going and going and going.
We have a few announcements just to get out here. One is our Instagram was hacked. You may have noticed that our Instagram account disappeared, and it was very ingenious, actually, how they fooled us. The hackers.
You don't think the hackers are watching this right now and right? Do we want to not talk about this until the whole thing gets resolved? Because I don't know. We might have a chance to get it back, right? I mean,
we're hoping we get it back, but I'll just say they were very sneaky. We fell for some phishing scam, and now we're working with somebody who used to work at Instagram to try to get it back. Because
I always thought just my parents got caught in phishing schemes.
This was so realistic. Guess what? It includes personalized things about our Instagram, so they did their homework. And anyway, we're hoping to get it back. So that's why there's been no Instagram for about a week.
Yeah, we're working on it. New on SLP this week, our streaming service. It's only like $7, and it's all VHS based stuff. It's like Netflix but dumb, and with VHS, we're gonna put up some an episode of Cheering Makes School Fun, hosted by Jim W. Hawkins from San Diego. I don't think you can see this anywhere else except on this. We're going to show it in its entirety. Here's a short clip. This guy interviews cheerleaders about cheerleading. He's like a cheerleading aficionado. Like, Nick, you have a couple books that he put out about cheerleading.
Yep.
And he always kind of scares the cheerleaders just because he's an older man, but he knows his stuff. And He's a one-man crew. He sets up the camera as best as he can, then he shoots the things, and they can never hear him.
And we like his interviewing style a lot.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that's the hardest to do when you're out there cheering for them or cheering for runners?
What's the question?
How did your sales go today at your booth?
I'm sorry?
And I wonder, what's with the bright, cheery clothes today?
I can't hear you.
And tell me, what do you do here at the cave? We have one of the parents of America's Finest Cheerleaders for this year with us. You are?
Hi. I'm sorry.
And I wonder what...
Do you like the framing of this? Do you think the framing of this is good?
I do.
You think that's how most cinematographers would do it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I do.
Okay.
That is like to be in the JOROTC at San Diego High. What life is?
What life is?
I'd like to know what life is. What life is? Another solid, but you get to watch the whole episode. I don't even know
the whole episode.
I've seen a whole episode of that, so that's on our streaming club this week. Also, we are going to for EP mode. Joe pulled a bunch of these make your own music videos. EP mode is if you're a Patreon backer at the $10 and up level, you get a bonus episode every single goddamn week. And this one from our hotel in Tulsa. Not a Dog's Mouth, by the way.
Oh, we should have done it at the Dog's Mouth, live from the Dog's Mouth.
We did it at our nicer hotel in Tulsa. We recorded together.
That somebody else got us.
Yeah, we didn't book that one.
Yeah. Circle Cinema got us a nice one. We had,
Yeah, so we watched like a half dozen like those make your own music videos that you can do at theme parks that we found at thrift stores over the years. Those were a lot of fun. So I want to. So I got a bunch of my raffle. So I'm doing this raffle called I can't remember. It's a long title, but I have these boxer shorts with South Park on the bottom and Simpsons on the top, and I don't need them anymore. I'm done with them. I'm retiring them, and I thought I'd raffle them off, and maybe a Bazinga's hat too. We'll see if I throw that in. We're out of time. I'm not going to do the raffle now, but can I read you one that came in? We've gotten a lot of submissions for the sweepstakes. It's here. If you have another week to get in on it, it's. Am I sure I really want Joe's South Park and Simpsons boxer shorts that Marcus got him in Thailand 14 years ago, and maybe he'll throw in a Bazinga's hat sweepstakes. So. Well, maybe I should just save this for next week. Let's just save this for next week. I'll read this one that came in. It's not a death threat. It's more of a death wish for me. And so we'll leave it as a tease for next week. The never-ending giveaway is going on one more week. It's been extended.
We'll see. I might extend it if we get more. So the address, Nick, you're editing this episode, so why don't you
I'll put
up the
address. George, what Saturday morning cartoon are we watching on this Saturday?
We are looking at Defenders of the Earth, the team of obscure superheroes from comic strips. Caitlin's our guest. It's a pretty good episode, I think.
Yeah, it's a good cartoon.
It's a good one. It's solid. And then we have a new Bastard Tapes coming out this week of religious songs. Tim Herod, current Onion writer and former Conan O'Brien writer, he puts together this like very thoughtfully produced and very well researched podcast for us under the Found Footage Festival umbrella. And we had a new one coming out, and Nick and I listened to it on our way back, on our drive back from Tulsa to Oklahoma City to the Dog's Mouth. And it's so good. It just keeps getting better and better. Yeah. And so, and Overlord does the music too. So George, you gave him some, the soundtrack. So he provides the sound, you provide the soundtrack. And
the religious things that he dug up are incredible. So
I thought I had heard all that stuff. He introduced me to so much more stuff. Lil Marky makes an appearance too. So
I'm going to play something from the current Bastard Tapes on the way out, because he did the rap episode. If you haven't heard it yet, I'll play a little sample as we go out. But one more thing, the important thing is we're back out on the road again. It's getting a little safer to do that. So tomorrow night, we're in Philadelphia. We're debuting a brand new show called Where Are They Now? It's all the people we've tracked down from the videos that we found over the last 25 years. So you're going to see a couple of brand new updates. It's a
Martin Carlton. The Martin Carlton, second annual Martin Carlton stunt special.
Yep, that's debuting.
We tracked down the ET, or we attempted to track down the ET.
From our religious thing in Volume 9. We got
that's going to be there.
And then we're in New York as well. We're in Manhattan at City Winery on Thursday. And then in March 11th, 12th, 13th, we're in Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, and Seattle. So come see us on the road. You can look at all the tour dates and info at foundfootagefest.com and let us know if you want us to come to your city. Email us.
And here's the thing. If we had been prepared, we could have done better.
We'll be right back right after that.
Check out Cato and support the Melindas that support us. Everybody's a puppet when they're dead.
I'm awake. I'm alive. My leg is a little sore.
Hello, everybody. You know who I am. I'm Strawberry Shortcake from Strawberry Land. Though I'm new in the city and I haven't been here long, I think it's time for everyone to learn my berry song. Now you've heard of the monkey and you've heard of the twist, but here's a little dance that you might have missed. It's not hard to do. No, it's a snap. We call it the strawberry rap. With a rap, rap a berry, rap a huckleberry pie, rap a raspberry tart. You can do it if you try. Rap a blueberry muffin and a plum pudding too. Rap a strawberry rap because it's a dance for you. Say straw, straw, say strawberry rap. Strawberry rap, say ras, say raspberry rap. Raspberry rap, say plum, plum, say plum pudding rap. Plum pudding rap, say blue, blue, say blueberry rap because we like it like that.
When we return, Dr. Selner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
Rocks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
That's it. That it done.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
What do you think about Bibra?
About what?
Mine not there for yuck anymore.
Ooh.
That's all I'm doing.
Yodel.
Tinkerbell!
We'll be right back right after that.
And Kurt Polstead, the real great guy.
Nice, nice.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Jim's Coins in Hilldale.
I'm Ben Steinbauer. And I'm Barrett Mader. And we are the co-owners of the Austin-based production company called The Bear. We are best known for our comedic documentary Winnebago Man, which Michael Moore called one of the funniest documentaries ever made.
The Winnebago Concepts and Engineering Departments have developed a multifunctional bathroom. Privacy, I don't know what the I'm reading.
We've made countless other short films, commercials, and feature films through the years. We're getting back to our roots by making a new indie documentary called Chop and Steal that's about Chop and Steal. Chop and Steal are the characters created by comedians Nick Pruer and Joe Pickett. You might have heard of these guys because they run the Found Footage Festival, which is a comedic show that showcases bizarre VHS footage that is rarely ever seen by the public.
A reading from the letter of Paul to the Corinthians.
Thanks for coming out! The festival tour takes the guys to small towns across America where they're regularly booked on local morning news programs. And this inspired Joe and Nick to create fictional characters who would promote completely fake products. They came up with characters like a yo-yo expert who can't yo-yo.
What I say is, you know, life has a lot of ups and downs. And
or a chef who makes disgusting recipes.
Pumpkin pie gives it a nutty flavor and texture. And then add more gravy. Gravy to gravy.
Of course.
Yes. Cream left over, right? I am so sorry.
It's okay.
God.
We're going to throw things out to Mark for a check of our weather.
Or our personal favorite, a strongman duo that is anything but strong.
We're friends. We love each other. We're not afraid to do exercises together.
Yeah, why don't you hop on here?
All right.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Starting at 6.
Yep. 6, 7, 8, 9.
In Chop and Steal, we're born. Our movie follows Joe and Nick as they continue to prank networks, battle multinational conglomerates in lawsuits, and pull one last epic prank.
I am physically sick from laughing so hard, to be honest with you.
Joe and Nick's sense of humor is truly one of a kind, and their passion for pranking the news has put their livelihood at risk. We've done interviews with famous comedians like David Cross, Bobcat Goldthwait, and the Yes Men. We've been working on this movie for a while now, and we're so close to finally being able to share it with the world, and that's where you guys come in.
We're asking for your help to get the film through the finish line. We've partnered with the Austin Film Society as a fiscal sponsor, so any contributions you make to the project are 100% tax deductible. By contributing to the campaign, you'll help us cover the last editing expenses, as well as getting all the music and image rights.
And you can feel the resistance. You'll feel it in your bicep and this back, whatever the back muscle is.
This movie, similar to Winnebago Man, is a story that we really believe in, and it's funny, and it's full of heart, and it's a message that ultimately we want to put out into the world. Go to chopandsteel.com to learn more about our campaign.
And thank you so much for contributing. It really means the world to us. Can't wait to show you this movie.
Thank you for being a part of Chop and Steel. That's it, we're done.